Hey guys, welcome to Bipolar Boxing. We just got done watching Paddy Donovan beat the living shit out of Lewis Crocker, and just a, I'm gonna try and be as calm as possible in this video, but like I don't know how it's gonna go. A terrible stoppage by that dumb hometown ref in fucking Belfast. Terrible stoppage. And I'm watching a little bit of the live from 3D Boxing. 3D Boxing, please go to his channel and follow it. He's an awesome YouTube content creator. He just brought up the fact the ref was way out of position in that fight. Now, to start off in the beginning, Paddy Donovan is dominating the fight through the first 4 rounds or whatever. Crocker probably won the first round, maybe. It was all Donovan every single round up until I want to say the seventh round or something like end of six. They stopped it. Now, Paddy Donovan he got 2 points taken away for headbutts that I don't even believe the headbutts were his fault. I believe the head faults were Crocker's fault. But since you start from the beginning, penalizing Donovan and not saying a fucking word to Lewis Crocker, then every time they get a headbutt, because Crocker comes in like a dumb, slow white Irish fighter with his hands up, marching forward because he's got no boxing skills, and Paddy Donovan picking him apart. Then when Paddy Donovan decides to get on the inside, he's moving a little bit. So their heads are going to come. You know why their heads are going to come together? Because Lewis Crocker's got his head forward. That's why the heads are coming together. It's completely incidental on both parts, and it doesn't mean anything. You warned both fighters, hey guys, come on, whatever. But Crocker was also getting the worst of it because his eye was already cut from a punch in like the second round, and then Paddy Donovan busted up his other eye, so he looks all fucked up. So every time the heads came together, the ref would blame it on Donovan, and he gave him, 3, 4 warnings, took 2 points away. Then in the final round, whatever round it was, 6, 7, whatever like that, Paddy Donovan is dominating again. He gets another point taken away or a hard warning, and then he just kind of goes in for the kill. I believe he knocked Paddy or Lewis Crocker down with a body shot, and Crocker was pretty much done. But there was like, 45 seconds left to go. So Donovan starts putting it on him, putting it on him. He gets him up against the ropes. And with like, that 10-second clapper, when that 10-second clapper hits, if you're the ref, why the fuck are you standing on the other side of the ring? Get near them. Paddy Donovan's going in for the finish. You get near them, and as soon as the bell rings, you step in front of them. That is your job as a referee. That is your job. You had one thing to do, and you failed miserably. Well, you succeeded because the hometown fighter won. And I don't like to scream corruption at all or anything like that, but like, it's common sense that Crocker was the hometown guy. If I show that fight to a novice boxing fan and say, which one of these guys you think's from Belfast or wherever the fuck the fight was, what guy do you think the hometown fighter? If you had to pick, what guy do you think the ref wants to win? It's Lewis Crocker. Every single person would say that. And the referee was out of position. Paddy Donovan hit him with a late shot, but it's in the middle of a flurry. So like he's throwing 4, 5, 6, 7 punches or whatever, and yeah, the last one lands late because you're nowhere to be found as a referee. And it lands late. Crocker goes down because I'm telling you right now, Crocker was looking for a DQ way out this whole entire fight. The whole entire fight, he was looking for a way out. And another thing I got to bring up is when the first point got deducted from Paddy Donovan, it was early. It was like third or fourth round. Crocker, he keeps whining to the ref, and the ref goes, he takes away a point. Right after that, Crocker, not even with his hands up, like he had his hands up the whole fight, not even with his hands up, when he see Donovan coming forward, he sticks his head out blatantly like this. And Donovan stepped back and caught him with a clean punch. But from that moment on, you know that Crocker is just looking for a way out. And that's how it was the entire fight. He knew he had the ref on his side because every time the heads clashed, he never warned Crocker. Every single time it was about Paddy Donovan. And Paddy Donovan was trying to stay away. Crocker's just coming in, coming in, coming in. And then Donovan decides to come in, sit down on a punch. And when he does, like the heads come together. Every time the heads came together, it was Paddy Donovan's fault, which it wasn't. More than half of the fucking headbutts that happened were all Crocker's fault, and he didn't get warned once. And so that combined with the punch that landed at the end of the round, it was late, but like it's not Donovan's fault. These guys are fighters. He's going in there trying to finish the guy. If you're the ref, you have to be there to step in and stop that fight. What you don't do, like the worst that should have happened is a no contest because it wasn't a blatant punch that he threw. It's not like he wasn't in the middle of a fury and all of a sudden at the end of the round he decided to throw a punch. He's throwing like a six punch combination. So when he says, "Oh, I'm going to end this with a right hook," it comes after the bell, but it's hard for those fighters to stop it. That's why if you were a half-assed ref, which you're not, get in there to stop it. And then even if it lands, but the problem is Crocker goes down after the punch. He was going to go down anyways. Crocker was 10 seconds away from being stopped, if that. And if not, if that fight went on, just take another point away from Donovan. You've been fucking taking points away from him the whole fight. Just take a point away from Donovan and do it like that because Donovan still would have won a decision. That's how dominant he was in that fight, even with 3 points deducted from him. But just deduct him a point or call the fight off because the other thing that pisses me off, he didn't even ask Lewis Crocker if he can continue. So if Lewis Crocker can continue, just take another point away. If he can't continue, call it a no contest. But because you made poor decisions in early on in the fight, and it created like Paddy Donovan was the villain in this fight, and that's kind of how it was. You know, it was like the Making a Murderer documentary. The way they made Paddy Donovan look like the bad guy, like they made the whoever's family in that documentary look like the bad guy because they lost their fucking daughter. Like, but that's what it was. You were creating a narrative that wasn't there the whole fight. And that ref and Lewis Crocker were looking for a way to disqualify Paddy Donovan. Well, you got it. And like hindsight 2020, if you're Paddy Donovan, like when he keeps taking points away, like at all costs stay away from him. At all costs stay away from him. But that's very difficult to do against a guy like Lewis Crocker. You know, Lewis Crocker does nothing but come forward. The guy can't box for shit, so he comes forward with a high guard and he tries to out tough and out strengthen his opponents. And yeah, he would have been able to win that fight against Donovan, but Donovan knows how to box. The Donovan knows the sweet science, and he was picking them apart. He was even winning the inside battle against Crocker. But the flurry at the end that caused the DQ was absolutely pathetic by that referee. Pathetic by that referee. And this fight should be appealed by Paddy Donovan to at least get a no contest out of this. And because the thing that pisses me off, this derails Paddy Donovan's career because now he has to go fight Lewis Crocker again, which he shouldn't have to do. He just beat the living shit out of him. And now I'm going to get Donovan at like a minus 250 or something like that when, he was even money in this fight. And I picked the right guy to win. And it's not about me losing my money. It's about Paddy Donovan's career and what should have happened in that fight. Like, that late hit was not egregious. It was after the bell because you were nowhere to be found, and the guy's trying to throw a 6-7 punch combination. Yeah, one of them lands late. Who gives a shit? It had nothing to do with the reason that Crocker was getting the shit kicked out of him. And it would have had nothing to do if you just let the fight go on. But the ref, Crocker himself, knew that. And if they would have asked Crocker, he probably would have said, "Oh, I can't continue to fight because you hit me after the bell." And, but that's the referee's discretion to decide, like, if that was an incidental blow, which it was. It was 100% incidental. There was an incidental blow that should be a no contest. That's it. That's it. You don't disqualify a fighter, especially not for what he did before. What he did before has nothing to do with that late punch. Those are headbutts, you're calling them, and this is a late punch. Neither one has one to do with the other. So like it's just it was a terrible job by that referee. And now Paddy Donovan, instead of going and getting a big fight after this, possibly fighting for a world title, I don't think that would have happened, but it's possible. Now he's got to take a step back and go beat the shit out of Lewis Crocker again. I just hope the fight is somewhere else. Definitely don't have it. I believe that card was in Belfast. Do not have it in Belfast. Wherever Paddy Donovan's from in that country, have it in his hometown. I don't care if they have a little soccer stadium or something you could put that in, but like put it in Paddy Donovan because he deserves that. Lewis Crocker does not deserve anything after this fight. They should treat that as a Lewis Crocker loss and let Paddy Donovan go on with his career. But that don't happen in boxing. Now we're going to get, and the build-up's going to be awesome for the rematch. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to that, minus everything else. But, now he's got to fight Lewis Crocker again and I mean, I can only imagine this was the biggest fight of his career. He probably worked his ass off in camp, and you stole that victory from him because the ref wants to make it all about himself. And I don't like refs that do that. Jack Reese does that all the time. And Reese is an okay ref, but he involves himself in way too many fights. Hey guys, look at me. Hey guys, look at me. You're the ref. I shouldn't know who the fuck you are. Stay out of it. You shouldn't have anything to do with the end of the fight either. But, I'm just pissed. I'm pissed. And it's not just because I lost my money on this. I am pissed for Donovan's career, and it sucks. So have a good night, you guys. Let me know if you think anything different. I mean, and please, if you're a Crocker fan, like your opinion means nothing. If you're from Belfast, like your opinion means absolutely nothing. If you are an unbiased fan, like, because dude, I'll tell you like it is. If I had Crocker, I would be the first guy on here saying I got lucky there. That was terrible. I might not be as mad, but like that's just what it is. Like my eyes saw that. Like, and I don't forget about these things. So in the next fight, I'm gonna absolutely fucking fire a missile on Paddy Donovan. I'm gonna make my money back either way. So I'm not that pissed about it. But like it just pisses me off when this stuff happens in boxing. Let me know what you guys think if you have an unbiased opinion. Please. Have a good night, guys.